Hi everybody, and welcome to this CNC machine tending URCap demo. So I wanted to take a few minutes to show you the latest update on the machine tending URCap. So I'm gonna walk through the different steps to actually operate this URCap. So once you insert the machine tending node, you can go into the configuration screen where you're going to be able to select if you're using a lathe or a milling machine, or either if you're using a single or a dual gripper setup. So in that situation, we're using a lathe machine and a dual setup. So I'm going to generate the program. And what you need to know is that the program is split into two different sections. The top section is the execution, where where basically the program is executed, and the bottom part, it's what we call the macro list. It's basically where we're gonna teach the action of the robot. In each macro, so for example, pick blank is a macro. In each of them, you will have a smart move motion and a specific action to the macro. So if I go back into the machine tending node, since we have done the configuration, we can go into the smart move, and then we're going to be able to set a few waypoints in the cell that we call key waypoints. They are already defined, so you can see here above in feed, above work holding, etc. And we are also going to set the smart move map, which is basically the way between the different key waypoints. So for the demo, we're gonna stick to the first key waypoint, so above in feed. So this is basically where my robot is right now. So I'm gonna set this waypoint, and then I'm gonna start recording to teach the robot where it can go in the cell. So over here can come until the first part, the last part, and then it can go inside the machine just like that. There you go. Gonna stop the active drive, stop the recording, and set the waypoint as the above work holding key waypoint. And just to make sure that these key waypoints are okay for the robot to move from one to another, we're gonna select the smart move in the macro list, and we're gonna select move here, and then move here on the next smart move. So you can see that the robot can move from one key waypoint to another without any problem. So from there, we're gonna go into the part feeding node. And again, for the demo, I'm just gonna use this single position. So here, I'm gonna set an approach waypoint somewhere around here. Then I'm gonna set a waypoint where I'm gonna take my first part. So somewhere around here, I'm gonna close the gripper on the part, and then keep using the active drive to push the part correctly. Stop the active drive, set my position, and then after that I will insert a gripper open node in the approach position. So open, save action, and then at part waypoint, this is basically where my robot is at right now. So I'm gonna use an a closed gripper so that the gripper can grasp the part correctly. And then so that's it for the part feeding. And then I want to move inside the machine, so I'm going to use the smart move here, click on move here, and then path, we're inside the machine. Then I'm gonna use the load part node. I'm gonna select an output that I have already named open chucked, and another output to close the chuck that I've called close chuck. So this way we can operate the work holding inside the machine. Then I'm gonna set the final waypoint, that is basically the waypoint where I want my part to be at the end. Well, not at the end, but when I want the part to be when it's gonna be machined. So I'm gonna insert it into the work holding here, a few inches. That's it. I'm gonna set my position, and then I'm gonna use the active drive in 3 degrees of freedom to set my approach position. So it can be just a few inches in front of the work holding. Alright, and then at final waypoint, what I'm gonna insert here is a gripper node. So I'm gonna open the gripper because we want to leave the part inside the machine, and then start the machine. So I'm gonna hide the rest of the program so that I can show it to you how everything is working. And obviously I'm gonna hide the exact same node in the execution part of the program. So what we have here is basically just the call pick blank. So the robot's gonna come here, pick the blank, go inside the machine, and insert it inside the work holding. So I'm gonna press play. So the robot follows the smart move map. Go take the first part, go inside the machine, still following the smart move map, and then it's going to insert the part inside the machine, close the work holding, open the gripper, and then stop there. So if you already program such application, you know that just to go there, it's way longer than this. So yeah, it's very simple, very easy to use, also super fast to use. So for a first-time user, it's super easy. If you're an expert, it's also really easy to use. And the program tree doesn't restrain you in any way, so you can add any node that you want inside the program tree. You can modify everything, you can change the order, so there's a lot of things that you can do with that template. And I just wanted to show you the rest of the URCap. So again, in the macro list, when you go into a macro, you always have the smart move. So this is where the robot's gonna move to this specific key waypoint, and then you're gonna do a specific action. So in this process, the next step would be to close the door because the part is already inside the machine. So we're gonna set a waypoint at actually where the door is open, and one waypoint at the end of the door stroke. And you can manage the force with this node. Then the next step would be to start the program. So go into start machine macro, and then for this specific action, we're gonna use the button activator, the physical button activator, and then we're gonna set a digital IO to activate this button to start the CNC. Then the next step would be to wait after a signal from the machine to tell the robot that the part is ready to be the machine is ready to be emptied. So we're gonna go into the wait for machine macro, set the the smart move, and then wait for a light signal that we already configure in the installation. To open door is basically the same action than when we actually previously we closed the door. Now we're going to open it because we want to get inside the machine. Once we're inside the machine, we want to clean the part. So we have a few different geometry that you can use, and depending on the part that you want to clean, you can use different shapes. Then we're going to remove the part. So we're going to use the unload part node, and then clean the work holding with the cleaning node. So the exact same node, but just at a different step in the process. And then place part, it's basically to place back the part into the part ordering system, or either in a bin or whatever you choose to use. So again, very simple, very easy to use, very fast also to program. What you need to keep in mind is that when you insert the machine tending URCap, you have the configuration that you need to do first to generate your program tree, and then if you go into the smart move, you need to set all your key waypoint inside the machine, then set your smart move map so that each waypoint are connected with each other, and then after that you can start to teach each specific action of your program. So that's it for now. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.